Uh-oh. No mic for Charlie.
There we go. Okay, now people can hear me. Hi, everyone.
Nice.
Welcome back to Whispers in the Mist after another week off. I don't remember what announcements
Soon we'll
are.
be back to weekly.
If you're enjoying what we're doing and would like to support the show, we have a Beacons page with all of our affiliate links, Redbubble for merch, and a link to our coffee for direct donations. All of our social media is also there, so you can follow us or join our Discord to keep up with updates about the show and just hang out and chat with some cool people. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can catch us live almost every week.
Sometimes. Look, it's been hard. This whole year's been hard for us.
Yes. I feel like shit just started hitting the fan in like April.
Yeah, and
The first few months were fine.
Yeah, when I almost died. Yeah, no, I remember that. Only slightly though, because I hit my head real hard. A new way to support us in our time of need and chaos is to send us your mom's number. You can do so by commenting your mom's number on the in the comment section of our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right.
On that exciting note, we got anything else, Charlie?
Nope, that's it.
All right,
Your
fantastic.
turn.
Oh, well, welcome back in. It's been a little bit, so let's do a quick recap of where we are. Our players recently came into this small lumber town of Hotchkiss, did a little bit of exploring, found that not too much is going on here, it seems. Later we found out there was more going on, but that's okay. While there, we visited the local inn to secure a room. We went to the local general store where we met Sylvia Moore, the owner there. We went to the sheriff's office, who told us about there were some like wolf attacks that were a little bit suspicious in town. 2 people dead over the last couple months. And you guys thought that it was a little suspicious, probably not wolves, but they were offering for wolf carcasses 30 scrip, which is the currency of this town, company scrip for Barrow and Lock towns. But they were offering 30 scrip for wolf carcasses so that they could clear out the wolves in the area and hopefully get things back to normal. That evening, as everyone was returning from home from work from their lumber jobs, you guys put on an excellent show, made a good amount of cash off of that. People seemed to love it. But as you guys were wrapping up your show, collecting tips, Ruby noticed a couple people in the audience who recognized her. We saw Jackie Watkins and Rudy Wilson out in the audience. Rudy, this massive hulking man with I didn't get to describe it too much during the fight, but he had brass knuckles that he was gonna attack you guys with. And then Jackie Watkins, this more slender build androgynous person, they came in as well, seemed to be the talker of the 2 of them. After confronting you guys and going to grab Ruby, a fight broke out between the 5 of you. Most of the fight, Ruby was taking on Rudy Wilson by just locking him down, stopping him from doing anything by just confusing his mind. So the real fight was between... Yes. So the real fight ended up being between Jackie and Ava, and then Garan firing from a distance, who now has a gun. It's important to note that Garan has a gun.
That is not comforting, Garan.
It's
The way
fine.
you said that, it gives me anxiety, actually. I don't get anxious
totally
very
fine.
often.
So the fight went on. Garan only almost hit Ava at one point, didn't actually hit her, so it's okay. Just an almost hit.
Wonder why I'm nervous. I don't know. You keep saying it's fine, but
yes, yeah. And then from there, you guys defeated Rudy, actually full on killed the man, and wounded Jackie by a bullet to the knee from Garon, and got her to the ground. But a very important thing happened during the fight that I totally forgot to mention, which is that Sylvia Moore emerged from the crowd, the general store owner, and she turned into some sort of wolf-human hybrid before your very eyes, before running in to attack Rudy. Got on his back, tearing him apart. He tried to fight back as best he could, but Ruby was tying him down mentally. So that happened. That's exciting. As the fight wrapped up, she returned back to her human form, said, let's get them back to my general store, referring to Jackie, and we'll let's just get off the street. You see most of the crowd has dispersed when the fighting started because there were guns going off and people being attacked, and a werewolf showing up, which is crazy. But there's still a few eyes peering from the street. But just before we ended the session, you guys heard a gunshot into the air, and looked over at the sheriff's office across the street to see Deputy Charlie Sloan there with a rifle that is now pointing at you guys. And he told you to drop your weapons and get on the ground. So that's where we are now. The deputy is aiming his gun at you guys, and he says, all of you stop, get on the ground, drop your weapons.
I did have a question.
Yes, of course.
That we didn't get to answer last time.
Yes, go for it.
I wanted to know if werewolves were tied to the inner dark or the green.
Yes. Yes, we were going to answer that in session. So I do need a roll for that. We're going to do, this is basically an intelligence roll. I would declare this as like an understanding magic roll.
Okay.
So you can add, have your bonuses in there.
Cool. I'm specialized in understanding magic.
Yes. This would be, I believe, a difficulty 5 to start with. And since you're specialized, I believe that reduces it by 2. Is that correct?
I think so. That's how I remember it.
Yeah. First one is trained and then specialized.
Yes.
Yes. So specialized would reduce it by 2. So that brings it down to a difficulty 3. So you just got to roll a 9 or higher. You can also apply effort if you would like to, but that's up to you.
I will take. I'll see how this first one goes.
It sounds good. Good.
Natural 20.
What? All right. Well, I'm about to drop a bunch of wolf lore on you.
Give me the lore.
The lore. Of course, it's a lore roll.
Those are the only ones that I do well on.
All I do is I know stuff and almost shoot my teammates.
I use magic and I know things.
So werewolves that you've heard of, they kind of exist on their own in a way. They're kind of their own magical being that came about on their own, separate from the things beneath and the green. However, their motives, depending on the group of werewolves, because they're intelligence beings, they can make their own decisions, do whatever. Depending on the group of werewolves, they are often aligned with the green, either through some agreement or just because their goals are aligned with the green's goals. So often they'll be aligned with the greens, or they'll just be neutral, doing their own thing, living out their lives. You also know that there's different types of werewolves. Some that where basically if you try to fight your werewolfness, you don't want it, then and don't actively try to work with it, then what'll happen is on the full moon you kind of go into a frenzy, you switch into werewolf form, often kill lots of things around you, unless you do something to prevent that. But you kind of black out and go into werewolf mode and attack things. This is not happening, it seems, with Sylvia Moore. She seems to be able to switch back and forth at will. She became more bloodlusty when she went into werewolf mode, but she was able to kind of turn back into human, seemed to understand what was going on, and also still seems to have memories of what just happened. So she seems to have full control over the power. So you don't know exactly like where her loyalties lie specifically,
Okay.
but they seem to be aligned with what you guys are doing because she tried to protect you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. Hopefully I honored the nat 20 by giving you a good amount of information for that. Cool. So that's the information you have with her. She, as you look at her and are piecing this together, she's the first to act with the deputy there. She kind of puts her hands in front of her kind of defensively, and she's like, she says, "Charlie, put the gun down." And she's looking at Charlie Sloan, the deputy. And she says, "Put the gun down. Don't. We're all okay now. We've taken care of the threat." And he's looking at her with like fear in a way. He's never seen a werewolf before, nor did she expect this person. She's like,
see a werewolf? Nobody saw nothing.
I would like to. I'm not gonna rush over because I don't want to startle him, but I am going to very carefully position myself between Sylvia and Charlie.
Okay.
Ava is going to drop the Sword King, and she's got her hands up, but she is going to move towards Charlie pretty slowly. We could just talk about this. Like, the threat has been neutralized, Charlie. There's no need for gun pointing. Nobody's going to hurt you.
He interrupts you as you're saying this, and he says, "I don't want to hear anything from you, Ava Hughes. I know who you are. I recognized you the moment you walked in." And he's aiming his gun at you now, as well as the rest of the group. And he says, I need you to get on the ground.
Ruby is going to comply, but keep on talking, specifically using Bewitch.
Classic.
What does the mouth do?
Classic Ruby.
So, yes. So you
basically saying, we need to calm down here. I think you have the wrong idea. We were attacked. This lovely woman behind us helped us, saved me from being kidnapped in your town. I would have hoped that we would have had a better introduction, but these ruffians set upon us after our show, and we're just trying. She came to our aid. Unfortunately, one of them was not knowledgeable, and then the other we have in our custody. You can speak with them as soon as they wake up.
So Jackie is still awake. No. You guys knocked them out, didn't you? Or what did you do with Jackie?
We didn't knock him out. We were in the midst of dragging him into the store.
Yeah. So Jackie, I'm gonna say they like, you look back at them as you guys are all doing this, and you see Jackie trying to like crawl along, like army crawl away, even though their leg is just bloody and there's a trail of blood. So you see that as well. They're not getting far, but you see that they're trying to have no part of this. So as you're talking, the deputy turns his attention fully on you, Ruby, as you're doing this bewitched ability. So the gun does aim at you. You are taking the full attention. Let's get a roll from you, because you are also kind of talking sense. This is basically like an intelligence persuasion sort of roll.
Which I'm trained in.
Great. And he's going to be difficulty 4, so that'll drop us down to a 3, so a 9 or higher, unless you want to add anything to that.
Do I get anything for Bewitch?
I'll yeah, since you're specifically using that ability to weave some magic into that, let's drop it again to difficulty 2, so 6 or higher.
Okay.
You can apply effort on top of this if you'd like to.
Let's just apply effort for shits and giggles.
Sounds good. Go for it.
Just because?
Which was a good idea because I got a 6. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that's still got it. I think he's going to he's going to keep his gun trained on you guys, but you see, like, his finger was fully on the trigger, like, just in case. You see he like softens a little bit with his trigger hand, but keeps the gun kind of aimed in your direction, maybe lowers it to the ground a little bit, and he's like, okay, if you can explain this, let's just get you guys off the street, come into the sheriff's office. And
Why don't we go in the store? It's closed then.
He says, I just want to make sure I'm near all my stuff. Let's go inside here. And he's going to approach you guys, slowly. He's keeping close eyes on Sylvia. He seems to not trust her at the moment. And she sees that as well and is kind of like actively keeping her hands kind of like to her side with them open, being like, look, I'm not doing anything. She understands that he has the gun here. And then he's going to come over and help you guys bring Jackie, if you want to go with them, into the sheriff's office. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that Ruby will comply, I think, as we do it, as long as no one stops her from it. She is going to start the minute of engaging Jackie in powerful rhetoric as she's kind of telling the story and having Sylvia in powerful rhetoric, shaping her to be a hero in this whole situation.
Awesome. Cool.
It takes a minute, just so you know, but I will read it out to you. It's after engaging a creature in conversation for at least a minute, you can attempt to influence how the creature is perceived, promoting it as a friend, which is what she'll be doing, dismissing it as a fool or denouncing it as a foe. Your words are so well chosen that even you and it are affected because your conviction and its doubt are paramount.
Mm-hmm.
The accuracy of your assessment isn't as important as long as you keep up the rhetoric. From then on, i.e. until I change it, the friend's social interactions gain an asset.
Cool. Okay.
So I'm just putting that into play. I know it's going to take a minute, but
yeah, you can kind of, if you, I like where your head's at. Let's do, and it's the friend you're doing, right?
Yes,
as your
friend on
social interaction, gain an asset. Awesome. On Sylvia. Cool. Yeah, totally. So we'll say, like, as you guys are pulling everything in, you're trying to hold conversation with her. Is that correct? To do
hold conversation with her in a way of like having her explain like how she helped us and why she was involved in everything else, cool. And framing her as a hero in this situation for the deputy. So
cool. Sounds good. So in that way, we'll say, like, as we continue this conversation, when we get to the sheriff's office, we'll just understand that you're kind of threading that into your words with your conversation, and after a little bit, you'll get that bonus. Cool. All right. So you guys all get.
It was grabbing the throwing. I think actually one of the throwing knives was in her shoulder from Jackie, so she's just gonna like pull that out and put it in her little like things.
Pulls it out, a bit of blood spurts out.
Your Han's like,
it's supposed to do when you're impaled with a weapon.
Hilarious.
And then I was gonna pick up her sword and put that back in the thing and put it on her side.
Love it. All right, cool. So you got a new throwing knife. Yep. Awesome. So you guys get Jackie and the as you guys get through the door, the sheriff says, "Stay here for a second," and walks outside. Sorry, not the sheriff, the deputy. Sheriff is no longer
Runs up
in.
his ass.
Yeah, the sheriff isn't in the sheriff's office anymore. You remember that the last time you were here, he was passed out, super drunk before. He's just not in here anymore. It just seems like the deputy at this time. Deputy steps outside, and there's like a small crowd of people kind of forming because a lot of crazy shit just happened. So he says, "All right, everyone, just stay calm. I've got this under control. I'll release information soon when I have it." And then as people start to like ask questions and you see a murmur going, he steps inside and closes the door, locks it behind him, and he turns to face you guys. And he's like, "What the fuck?" I think Sylvia is immediately going to start talking. Especially Ruby, you started to like ask her some questions as you guys got in, starting that ability of the powerful rhetoric. I think she's going to turn to you guys and she's going to turn to the deputy specifically. She keeps using his first name. You've heard most people refer to him as Deputy Sloan, but you pick up that she's calling him Charlie directly. So she turns to him and is like, "Listen, I know that this is a shock. I can explain everything, but she's like, I belong to a group. We're called the Wolf Sisters. There's a few of us in town. I'm not going to reveal their identity to you. I hope you'll understand if I don't. We're just here to protect the women of this town." And he seems to soften a little bit, and he's gonna and he says, "I just can't believe you've lied to me for this long." And she says, it wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie. I just withheld the truth. You'd understand. I mean, this is a crazy thing. He's like kind of shakes his head, is like still in shock at the whole thing, and he turns to you guys and he's like, "Okay, so what the fuck happened over here? Why were these people attacking you?" I think Jackie starts to pipe up, and he just turns to them and says, "Shut up. I don't want to hear it."
Oh, that's good, because I was gonna like slyly stick my finger in his wound to get him to shut up. And but actually, so we're actually just traveling. We're paranormal investigators. Just traveling along in a wagon, with our dog named Scooby. No.
The mystery carriage.
Yeah, and actually we didn't come here for the wolf stuff. It was just sort of on our way to where we're going.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, it seems like the wolf thing was its own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprised us too.
He's like, "But is everything settled? Do I need to worry about more damage being done to this town?"
I would say maybe keep in mind that guests from the Good Mother Ministries don't necessarily have the best interests at heart. For a town such as this, I mean, we had only just finished our show and did nothing to provoke these people, and they attacked us.
Everything she says is completely true. There's no reason to ever doubt Ruby, ever.
Yeah. He nods his head and he's like, "Okay, well, luckily you guys kept it kind of contained. No damage really to the town itself or its people. Just
nope.
It seems like this is your own thing going on. I just don't want it in my town anymore. Is that okay?"
Can we just leave then?
Jackie from the ground is like, "I'm good with just leaving. I'm cool with that."
Great, that was fine. We weren't really giving you a choice, Jackie. You were coming with us.
They're like, yep, okay. as
We'll just
their
take
leg
this-
is still like bleeding of this wound. They're like, oh, I'm getting a
I'm
little
gonna get
woozy.
gangrene.
Yeah. Ugh.
We'll let nature take its course. No.
Yeah, I think the deputy is like, okay, listen, if you can just promise to leave town by tomorrow morning, we don't have to worry about any of this. I don't want any more of your shenanigans going on. And then he's like, but he turns to Sylvia and he says, can we have a moment alone? And she says, yeah, of course, Charlie. And then he looks at you guys and he's like, all right, get the fuck out of here.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Sylvia. It was a pleasure to meet you. And she just like leans in. She's like, good work.
She nods and I think she's gonna look at Garon, and she's gonna say, I need to talk to you before you leave town. Can you meet me at the general store?
Sure.
All right. Cool. All right. And are you guys heading out?
Yeah, Ava grabs Jackie roughly and actually just like throws him over her shoulder, and Fireman carries him out. The bleeding shoulder,
Yep.
like
Exactly.
Ow.
Yeah, they yell out in pain as you throw them over your shoulder. And then, cool. And then you head out the door. You're on behind, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Ruby.
unless someone asks Ruby to stay, Ruby will go. Specifically, if she's taking her cue from Sylvia.
Okay. Your powerful rhetoric would have gone through during this. So
Okay.
any social interactions you have later with her, if you roll for it, it'll be eased. Awesome. Cool. So you guys all head out. What's your plan right now?
Actually, they're not my social interactions with her. Her social interactions with anyone else are
Oh, shit.
eased.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
her social interactions with him are eased.
My
because we
apologies. That's
framed her as
actually
the
really
hero.
good to know. That's good to know. Okay,
This
cool.
conversation's gonna go better for her than she thought.
So they stay in the sheriff's office to have this conversation. It's getting later in the evening. The sun's beginning to set. You have that sort of orangish golden light of evening. The townspeople have mostly dispersed, but you do see some people around that kind of like perk up when you guys walk out. What is your plan right now as you guys leave?
You have a plan?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Do we want to try and sway these people one way or another?
Sure, that's really your wheelhouse, though. I'm just here to hit people hard or stab them.
I'm just hanging out.
I'm the muscle.
Yeah, looking at abilities.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything.
I think
'Cause none of my stuff is like math. It's all one-on-one type stuff.
mass brainwashing.
Someday, the future princess.
I think, however, Ruby is going to address the crowd. Garon doesn't really pay them much mind and will probably like slip around them and head towards the general store.
Okay, sounds good.
I feel like Ruby will just put in little bits of like plot framing their hometown denizen of Sylvia as the hero, and not disframing Charlie or anything, but like kind of maybe bringing up the wariness of Good Mother Ministries. They're up for
Got it.
maybe starting that rumor mill a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. Like making sure that they know that the attackers were Good Mother Ministries, who they are, and that you guys were just defending yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full stop. Fully okay framing Good Mother for all of this.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and grab a roll just to see how like effective this is. General townsfolk, I'm going to set like a difficulty 3 to start off with. So target of 9.
2 with my persuasion.
Yep.
Training, so 6.
6 or higher.
That would be an 8, so we're good.
Great. Just made it. Classic you guys to just barely make it.
Yes.
So great. So you're able to successfully kind of get most of the crowd. The rumor mill has started. You can pretty much guess that like that'll kind of spread, especially tomorrow at work. Everyone at the lumber mill is going to be talking about tonight, and it puts you in at least a light of we were just defending ourselves. That's kind of what we've got dealing with right now. Cool. And then Garan went straight to the general store. Where are Ava and Ruby heading? Are you guys going with him, or?
After Ruby starts the rumor mill, she'd probably head to the general store.
Okay.
Same. I think
still have to
Ava's
pick up
quietly threatening Jackie if he makes any sounds or noises while we're on our way there.
Yeah, they're just on your back, they're kind of helpless. So. They're like, "Yep, cool, whatever you say." Hey, can we like bandage this wound soon or something?
Yeah. When we get to the general store, Garan can bandage you. Probably seems like maybe you lost a little more blood than me, so maybe you can go first. Cause I'm feeling generous.
I think it was pretty even. I think.
Oh, you're gonna bleed out because of your pride. All right. Well, fine. I'll go first then.
Well, hang on. I mean...
That's what I thought.
Cool. All right, you guys go over to the general store. Ruby, you going as well, or anything else you want to do?
Ruby will go as well.
Perfect. You'll get there last as you get your rumor mill started. Just being, addressing the crowd, being like, "Hey, it's me from the entertainment earlier." This is the story that happened.
Entertainment earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right,
hey guys, it's me, Ruby from TV.
From my life as a cult heir. You might recognize me.
TLC hit. Breaking cult heir.
So you guys have a little bit of time here in the general store by yourselves, and Jackie, while you wait for Sylvia. Is there anything that you'd like to do specifically while you're here, taking some time?
I'll put pressure on Jackie's wound while Garan does stuff.
Sure. I'd say also, if you want to, just as a reminder, recovery rolls are a thing. I know some of us got banged up in that last fight.
Yes, please.
That's true.
You have at least 10 minutes of recovery time, which would be 2 recovery rolls if you want to use them both, or you can just do 1 recovery roll and save the next one. That's up to you.
Yes,
do we all remember how
do
that
too.
works? Do you need me to re-explain that?
I remember how it works.
Awesome. Cool.
I do
Cool.
too.
Yeah. So just some points to add to your pools.
I did want to, while I'm bandaging up Jackie, ask them some questions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah, Jackie's just kind of like silent, letting you do your thing. They're like, I'm kind of at their mercy because otherwise I'm gonna bleed out with my knee shot out.
Uh-huh.
I
We'll never walk right again, that's for sure.
probably, while I'm cleaning up their knee, I grabbing some cloth to bandage them up, glance up at them and say, "So who else was out traveling from your group?"
I mean, they sent 3 teams of 2 of us. just kind of in different directions. We didn't really know exactly where you had gone. But yeah, and they're like, I mean, me and Rudy heard a rumor that you might be in Boone, so we were just heading there and happened to run into you, which was nice.
Was it?
Who were the other two teams?
It was names here to be added.
Names to be added.
Names to be added. Here, I'm gonna write down and actually get these names filled because that's a good idea to have. One moment.
So it's not like the right hand or anything.
That is correct. They say the names, and you recognize a couple of them just from being in town, but you didn't get the right hand's name, which was
We have it.
Tony Livingston.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm happy we don't have Tony on deck yet.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that, but
and Jackie nods and is like, "Yeah, you're lucky that they haven't sent him yet. They're familiar."
Yep.
And then I think, one moment. Sorry. All right. I do want these names in case they come up. But yeah, they just mentioned Nelson and Cornelius were one team, and Leon and Anne were another. And you recognize specifically Anne Walls. She was always like, of all the shepherds, which again, the shepherds are basically the security team. She was always the nicest to you. You sometimes, if you got up to any shenanigans, you might get a shepherd or two kind of put on you as quote unquote bodyguard, but it was more they were guarding you from doing anything stupid. And you always hope that Anne would be assigned to you because she was always the nicest and the most lenient. Would be like, hey, I'm just doing my job sort of thing, and you understood it. You had an agreement with each other.
They were guarding the family reputation more than they were guarding me.
Yes, you got it. But I'm not writing. All right. But yeah, but Jackie goes, listen, we're just trying to get you back into town. We have been tasked to find you. You see, they like don't really know how to say this next bit. Like they're kind of being, careful with their words because they don't really know how to broach the subject. And then they say, "Your father, he's gotten sick. He's not doing very well, and we just need you back so that you can be the next leader."
I have an idea here.
Yes.
Maybe you say you found us, and Rudy, something tragic happened to him, pissed off the wrong person with Lock and Barrel or whatever. But you found that Ruby's dead. Maybe she's dead now. Maybe she can't come back because she died.
I don't know how well that would go over.
Well, that's not my problem, is it?
Why can't my mother take over?
Don't you have siblings?
She would know how to lead better than I.
Yeah, but they're not the chosen one. They say that with complete sincerity. They are bought in. But they're just like, you're the chosen one. Like you're gonna lead us in the next phase of life.
maybe she leads you all to figure out your own life paths and, think for yourselves and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't choose to be the chosen one, so I'm making my choice now. And I don't want to be stuck in some small town my entire life. I like being out here.
I think they nod and they're like, but it's not really your choice though, is it? Like you have
Well, and then
to
as
lead
your
us.
chosen one, I want you to be free too. Why do you have to listen to me?
Are you saying that the chosen one doesn't have a choice? Isn't that a little ironic?
Well, they're chosen, but
But like,
it doesn't
then
matter.
if she's the leader, then the ultimate decision-making power, doesn't it lie with her? I'm not an expert on politics or anything, she says, not suspiciously at all. But I feel like that's how it works.
Yeah, but it's not about politics. It's the good mother chose her as our next leader.
And
What?
she's choosing to lead you to freedom.
Have I heard about the Good Mother before? Do I know anything about what this entails? Give me the lore.
Make a roll. Make a roll.
The good mother isn't as good as she thinks.
This is a very high roll though.
Okay.
This is going to be actually, let me look up the specific number you need. Hang on. I believe it's 8, difficulty 8.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me just double check.
Make one of those stellar lore rolls.
Yeah. It's the only thing I'm good at.
Sorry.
I know things and I almost shoot my friends.
Difficulty 9 for this
Okay.
this being. But I'll let that understanding magic kind of be in this as well. So you could bop that down to a 7. So that's still impossible. That would be a 21 or higher.
Yeah.
So you'd have to apply effort on top of this if you would like to.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
This is intellect based?
Intellect based, yeah.
Okay.
So if you're just applying 1 level of effort, that's going to pop down to a 6.
Yeah,
It'd be an 18 or higher.
I can only apply 1 level of effort currently, so.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Let's go.
Who has the thing where they can apply 2 levels of effort? It doesn't matter. Go for it.
15.
15. High, but not quite high enough.
Yep.
All right. So you basically you haven't heard of her. But I'd say 15 is high enough to know that at least tells you that she's not basically everything about, a ton about the green.
Yeah.
So that tells you that maybe she doesn't belong to the green. You also know a surprising amount about the inner dark, and you haven't heard of her as relates to that. So either you're missing some pieces, maybe it's something you can look up later. But as far as what you've been trained in, you have not heard of the Good Mother.
Okay.
So that would either be something that you have to get information from maybe Ruby knows a lot more, or look it up later if you want to do that privately.
All right.
Maybe if you get into a town with a library or something. Cool.
Hey, Darren.
Yes.
Later, like just as a plan for later, once we're done with all of this interrogation on our own, I do want to use my cipher of Farsight that allows me to go back to one place. I don't remember the name off the top of my head.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Specifically to verify this.
Cool.
What we've been told.
Cool. All right, we'll look back at that when we get to that moment. Or you could always.
I just wanted to say that now.
Yeah, no worries. I like your thinking.
Because I don't fully believe that my dad is sick. And this isn't some bullshit to play into my sympathies.
Yep, I hear you. Okay, so sorry, looking at something real quick. Works for me. Okay, so you guys, have some more time here. Anything else you want to do with Jackie as far as interrogations? I think Jackie kind of like is like kind of retreating back as far as like saying any more information. They're very set in their ways of classic cult indoctrination stuff. They're like, well, anything you say that goes against what I believe is because you guys are either lying to me or you're heretics trying to sway me from the path.
Why not both?
Why not?
I did
All of the
want,
above.
Yes,
I did
but
want to ask Jackie,
Mhm.
What is your leader ill with?
Great question. I don't. I think they say, that's not something I've been told. They're trying to keep the sickness as much as a secret. That's mostly just information I've gleaned that he's sick. He hasn't been seen in public for a while, and we were told to go and get Ruby as urgently as possible because she needs to be back to lead us in the event of his passing. But we haven't heard anything more than that.
Have they been treating him?
I sure hope so.
Well,
if
your leader is cured, then you don't need Ruby, right?
Say that one more time.
If your leader is cured, you don't need Ruby, right?
I guess so. But the understanding is, unless you have a way to cure him, I don't know any other way around it. And we'll need her back eventually. He's going to die eventually, even if it's just of old age. They've been letting her do her whole nonsense out in the field, her finding herself or whatever. But eventually we have to get her back. So might as well be now. But, if you have a way to heal him, I'm sure they might go more lenient on her whereabouts.
I need to know what he's sick with first.
What do you mean go lenient? Like, is he going to punish her?
I don't know what he's going to do. I think, Ruby, you think back to what punishment might mean. And it's, you've been quote unquote punished before for, wandering or questioning too much. And it's mostly just like, you're just going to get locked away for a little bit. Or we're going to keep an eye on you for longer. We're just going to make sure that you don't have any freedoms, more than usual. So essentially it's like, if you, basically you going back and them having control of you again, you're probably going to be
probably not going to get
locked away for a while. Yeah. Unless you can quote unquote escape. But yeah. Jackie's just like, bottom line is, the good mother is going to want her back to serve her. So we're gonna get her back eventually. So if it's not me, it's gonna be someone else. And that's fine. You guys have had me enough. I'm willing to walk away. They look at their leg and they're like, you know what? That's fair. That's fair.
I feel like he knows too much, you guys.
They're like, hey, listen, you let me go. We'll do your plan. You just, I'll go back. I'll say
you were really against that plan like a couple minutes ago. Now you know.
Yeah, but I'm warming up to you. I'm warming up to it.
Yeah. Now you're warming up to me now that you know that I'm as good with knives as you are, huh?
Hey, we're at least even.
Garan will look.
Ego issues.
Garan will look to Ruby and say, I could attempt to heal him.
You could let nature take its course.
We can either prolong the inevitable encounter, or deal with it now.
I don't know if I want to deal with a full town of people who have been indoctrinated, though.
Bunch of people come after looking for a missing team. Leaves more of a trail, provided we can hold them to their word. Might buy us some time, give us a little time to plan, gather some info,
Maybe.
prepare.
I mean, worst comes to how much money's we got?
$93, 12 script. I think roughly.
Roughly those exact numbers.
I know our actual money is like $93.
I might have a backup plan if we can't convince the town. It's just. But we can't talk about it with sitting ears listening if we're not gonna, finish him.
Hey, you could just let me go. I mean, I'll get a big stick and use it as a crutch. I'll walk on out of here. They start looking around for a big stick or crutch.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Charlie might have some questions for you, though.
Nah, I think that he said we could all go.
He said we could go. Did not say that Jackie could go.
I feel like he might have said something when I put him over my shoulder if he didn't want Jackie to go, but whatever.
It seems like the understanding was
All of
you
us
guys all have your own thing going on. If you're gonna settle it, do it outside of town.
Yeah, he doesn't care as long as it doesn't happen in town.
And he's like, just be out by tomorrow morning and we won't have any trouble. So he's like keeping an eye on what's going on and is probably going to keep an eye on you guys, make sure you leave. But that seemed to extend to Jackie as well.
Well, he's at least with us, or at least with us for the night. Hope nothing bad happens.
Hey, I've got my own room. I'll just stay in there. Don't even worry.
Oh, no. I could never allow that,
Hey, allow it. It's fine.
Nah.
All right, fair enough.
Injured man. It goes against my doctor's oath.
Yeah, the doctor's oath is so important.
I hate that oath. All right. I think you guys hear the door open, the bell ring as the general store door opens, and Sylvia walks in. She walks in. She sees you guys. She sees Jackie is still here and kind of squints at them, and then turns to you guys and says, "Okay, I think I've gotten everything settled. I'm gonna be leaving town tonight, but I wanted to."
Would you like us to leave with you? Just sort of.
No, I have to. I'm gonna go figure things out on my own.
Okay.
I gotta go warn the other wolf sisters, let them know that I'm leaving, and then maybe I'll find another clan after this. But she turns to you guys and she says, "Look, I know a lot has happened. I owe you an explanation at the very least." She says, I'm part of a group called the Wolf Sisters. We protect, all women, basically. She says, I'm sure you've heard some rumors about some wolf attacks that have happened. Those were merely to defend people who were in need.
I believe you. What we did find was
the history of the individuals.
What we did find was all the people that were killed were scuzbags. So, to be honest, we weren't really that dead set on investigating and solving the mystery.
We were going to blame it on the office cat.
She says, well, I appreciate that. And, just...
It's important public service, your performance, so...
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, listen, yeah, we're ancient order. We serve the witch queen. Garon, you hear the Witch Queen. You're familiar with the Witch Queen.
Okay.
She's
Witch Queen's my gal.
she's kind of the de facto leader of the Green in a way. The Green doesn't really have a leader,
Okay.
but that sort of, conglomerate of power and beings and stuff that all serve the Green kind of recognize her as an authority who speaks for the Green, but also kind of, keeps the balance going. So she mentions that their order serves the Witch Queen, and she says, and we heard that a witch was coming to town. I guess that would be you. Is that right?
I suppose, were you expecting anything from me, or just that?
Simply that we were expecting you to be coming into town over the next couple of days, which you did. And we just had a warning to pass on to you from the Witch Queen. She's been telling all of her servants, anyone connected to the Green, that the return of the dead queen is imminent. And we need to, everyone is going up on guard just in case they're not able to suppress her again. And it seems that there are forces at work to make sure that the dead queen return. As she's saying this, and as you're writing that down, Ruby, you hear the dead queen, and you recognize that name,
Mommy dearest.
in your own your own research, some reading of some forbidden texts, when you weren't supposed to be where you were supposed to be. You basically gathered that the dead queen is another name for the good mother. That the dead queen is the name that most people would know her as, but Good Mother Ministries preaches that she is the good mother, that the good mother will return someday to cleanse the land of all sinners, and will have a special place for us, the Good Mother Ministries, when she does. And our job as the Good Mother Ministries is to bring about the good mother, make sure that she can return in peace. You have that information, and then Garon, I need another roll from you.
Garon is going to get a telepathic communication with, fuck, we need to talk as soon as this is over.
Okay.
All right. So this is a difficulty 7 intellect roll. We can throw in your understanding magic again. I'm totally fine with that. That'll drop it down to difficulty 5, which is 15 or higher.
Okay.
If you'd like to do anything else to ease that, you can let me know.
I will spend some effort.
Okay. So difficulty 4, 12 or higher, at the mention of the dead queen. We're seeing how much you can get from that.
That's a 3.
That's a 3. Awesome.
I don't know
good.
nothing about the good mommy.
I don't know nothing about
the dead mommy.
And I ain't about
don't
to
know
start.
nothing about nothing. I love it.
All right. So not a lot, but I think you've even with a failed roll, you at least have heard the name before as like a being that's been locked away, but isn't aligned to either the Green or the things the things below. You just know that she's another entity that is locked away as like a danger. But that's the information that you have from that. Ruby definitely has more info than she said yet, but you did just get a telepathic communication that she definitely knows a lot more about this than you do.
Ava is pulling Sylvia aside and asking if she sells explosives, accelerant, anything like that.
All right. Roll a d20 for me. Let me know if you get double digits.
Okay. 19.
Yes. She walks behind the like counter, and you hear her like take out some keys, unlock a lock, pop it open a cabinet, pull out a chest, set it in front of her, unlock another lock, and she says, "What do you need?" And opening it, you just see like dynamite and like other forms of explosive at that time, mostly dynamite, I think. I'm actually going to open up the equipment page to see what kind of explosive exists.
You would all notice Ava's eyes get really big and like excited.
Oh, yeah, she definitely has some hand grenades.
How much money do we got?
Yeah, hand grenades, dynamite. She says you'll probably want to stay with the hand grenades because they're less volatile.
No, we need more volatile if we're gonna do some stuff with some things.
Okay, it just means you got to be careful with them, transporting them.
Yeah.
You got the means to do that? Okay.
Do I have the means to do that?
So
probably. I've got like.
Hey, that's up to you.
Let me look at what I got on my.
So dynamite is cheaper. Dynamite is that's gonna be $4 a piece of dynamite. Hand grenades are more expensive, but you can kind of keep them and forget about them and use them later. Dynamite is just the kind of thing that if they could go off in times of stress and stuff going on.
Ruby combat. Is driving the car, the dynamite could explode. Based off of our last card escapade.
This is
what I'm getting.
True.
And Sylvia, I think, says it's probably fine, but I'm just saying that they take precautions with dynamite for a reason.
Do you have like a metal box or something that we can keep it in?
I mean, if you want to put them in a box with padding, I guess you could do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll have something like that. She'll set that at $3. By the way, this is all script pricing. And if you use cash, it doubles up to a bit more expensive. So dynamite is $4 a piece. If you want a box with padding, she'll do $3 script, or $6 script for the box and $8 script. Sorry, $3 cash, $6 cash for the box, $8 cash for the dynamite.
We have 12 script, right?
We do have a 12 script.
And we probably need to spend it while we're here since it's not really good from town to town.
Yeah. We have to wait for another borrow lockdown.
So let's take 12. So we should probably get one grenade.
Grenades are $7 script. Or 14 cash.
Okay. So we can get one grenade and then.
So with script, we're looking at 7, and then you got $5 left, which would get you a dynamite.
I'm gonna need more than one dynamite for
reasons.
We also probably want.
How much for the lot of what you got there?
She's like, hey.
How much?
Say that one more time, Ruby.
How much was the cookbook Garon wanted too? We said we picked that up.
Oh yeah, we gotta put the cookbook on the tab too.
Got it.
That's the expensive item, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what I said it at, but I would have said something along the lines of like $5. There you go. Yep. Thank you. Thanks for keeping track of that.
So how much for the lot of these explosives? Could you just like sell me the whole lockbox here?
Yeah, she looks at the lockbox. There's 4 dynamite and 2 hand grenades in the box. And she goes, listen, it, you're gonna need it more than me. So
Probably, yeah.
let's say that if you give me $20 straight cash, that then I can use it on my travels. I'll just give you the whole box of everything. It's
Perfect.
a good cause.
Then I don't need a box. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Bringing us down.
Cool.
Is Garon okay with that? And then
whenever we
at 74. And then
for the cookbook, an additional 10.
You could. So she said $20 cash, so not the script, and then you could do 10 script out of your spell.
That's what we can spend the script that we have
on the book.
And then can we throw in a couple spices to cover the last $2 of script we have?
Yeah. She gives you a few things, some basic spices like salt and pepper, and then also like her special all seasoning sort of thing.
Nice.
Where she's like, just put this on any meat that you cook and it'll make it 10 times better.
I love
it. It's one of my specialties, this spice. And she'll just give you like a nice small spice rack full of spices for that extra 2 script.
Perfect. Then we got a deal. We pay her, and we wish you the best on your mission for the. Wow, she's gonna mess this up. The Green Queen.
The Witch Queen. The Witch Queen.
All hail the Green Queen. No.
Although honestly, I love.
She definitely messed it up in real life.
Yeah,
she's doing her best, but she doesn't understand the magic shit. She's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. So you see, so she gives you this lockbox. She's locked it back up and handed you guys the key.
Perfect.
She says, keep special care of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think because Ava was the most interested in all of this, she's giving it to you. She doesn't know that you're a little volatile. But she has all that too. So
Ruby will take the key before Ava can take it.
Yeah. Oh no!
Ava,
don't give her the key to that.
Responsible of all of us.
I love the idea of Ava being allowed to carry the box, but not the key.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so she gets that to you guys. She goes over and like opens a secret panel in the ground and just pulls out a backpack that's just full of stuff.
Do you want us to leave him here? What would you like us to do with him? I have my own idea. Yeah, or them. Sorry. I have my own ideas about what should happen, but you know.
She's like, listen, that was your guys' whole thing. It looks like they're all taken care of. Jackie's like, yep, I'm a threat to nobody. You can just let me go. And go ahead.
Ava's gonna set down the box very gingerly on the counter and then start checking Jackie for weapons and then confiscating them all.
Gotcha. Sounds good. You find that she's got so she had a gun in her shoulder holster, which Garon now has through circumstances. So that's taken care of. Yeah. She had a pouch with ammo in it. She had 10, we'll say 15 more bullets for that gun.
Okay.
So
hand it to Garon.
Perfect. Sounds good. I'm writing that down so that I can get that to Garon when they're back. And then just a bunch of knives in various places. So
great. Ava starts taking all of those and like putting them in her different holsters. Like yes.
They're like kind of letting you do that. They're not telling you where anything is, but you're finding basically all of them.
Yeah.
You take one out that has it's still like a smaller, well balanced like throwing knife, but you see it's more expertly like designed. The blade itself has like design etched into it of like these like swirly almost like mist like they're like please just leave me with the one knife. Like it's sentimental value for me.
How about we do a little tradesies? I got a sentimental knife right here. And she just hands one of her random throwing knives that she's absolutely not emotionally attached to. Here we go.
Why would I want your sentimental
fair
knife?
is fair. All right. I left you with one knife. That's
Damn it. They take the knife from you, I guess. They're like, all right, I'll have one knife. Whatever.
One knife, you know.
It just says like regular, you know.
Yeah, this is a regular throwing knife. It's probably a little beat up because she's been using it in the circus act forever.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I got some.
It's dinged up and shit. There's no fancy design on it. It's great.
Yeah, not very sharp anymore. Very dull.
No, it needs to be sharpened.
They're like, yeah, thanks, whatever. But yeah, I think so. Sylvia is just like, you guys do with them what you'd like to. I mean, it's your beef. And then
I think Ruby's call.
Yeah.
Ruby's the one to make the call.
Yeah, but Sylvia says, I'm if there's nothing else you need from me, I'm gonna head out.
All right. Thank you so much again. We appreciate you and everything you do.
Of course. Well,
if you know if we're in the same area as you need help, you have friends in us.
Yeah, hopefully our paths will cross again.
Absolutely.
And she's gonna head out the front door. She looks back at the general store one last time, and then she's gonna head out into town. You see, she moves. It just starts going into a run as she heads out. It's now the sun's basically set. It's like dusk now, where the sky's quite blue, but everything around you is dark. And she heads out into the darkness. Jackie's like, all right, so what's the plan here?
Well, we're gonna have a slumber party.
We'll look at them and be like, you get one chance. If I am truly your chosen, like you believe, you will listen to me. You will go back. You will tell them I'm dead, and you will hold yourself to that word until your last breath. The next time I see you and you're after me, I let these two kill you. No remorse.
Ava just starts cracking her knuckles with like a big unhinged smile on her face.
Love it. Let's go ahead and grab a roll for that. This is like basically intimidation, I would say. So it's a difficulty 6 for Jackie. I'm gonna ease it because this is Ruby making the roll, but I'm easing it because Ava is helping.
Can I use one of my intrusions?
Oh, sure.
Which is, let me just grab it here. It is, I'll use 1 experience point to do, let me pull up Protector.
By the way, I owe you guys a bunch of experience points, but we'll worry about that later. I've been forgetting the last couple sessions.
So it would be under Protector. Sorry, I should be more prepared, but I didn't actually think this was going to come in play. Ava could just be in the background making intimidating. It's called induced fear. So something about my presence, attack, or vocalization imbues your attacker. I guess they're not attacking us, but
it works.
They falter and fall back. All of their actions are hindered for 2 rounds. I mean, it's maybe a stretch in using it, but
well, here's the deal with player intrusions is that they're kind of, you're allowed to basically do whatever you'd like with that.
Okay.
So what I would do is, if you want to spend an experience point, we'll go ahead and ease the roll by another 2 points.
Perfect.
Since it's a whole experience point, that's what. So it would be a 6. That's going to drop it down to a difficulty 3. So that's a 9 or higher. If you have anything, Ruby, that you want to add to this to further ease it,
I don't think so. I will expend a point of effort to bring it down to a 2.
Perfect. Actually, you know what? I'm
Which
sorry.
I got a 7.
Oh, you did? Great. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that succeeds. Great, cool. So they're like, yeah, you know what? That's totally fair. I will hang on to my life for now, I think.
And that knife, it's real lucky.
Yeah. It's hopefully it treats you as well as it has for me all these years. They look off wistfully. But yeah, they're gonna say they're gonna turn to you, Ruby, and they're gonna kind of like nod their head and say, "Thank you for your mercy, chosen one. Hopefully, we'll I'll see you again."
Hopefully not, actually, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm happy to just head out if that's all well and good. I'll head back and tell them everything.
Great, go do that then.
I think they get up and they hobble over to a broom that's in the corner, and they just like snap off the end and start using that as like a walking stick. And if you guys let them,
Like a
I think
walking stick in her belt and just watches them do this.
Oh yeah, you have a friggin' cane, a cane sword. Yeah,
she's so inconsiderate.
Stole their sentimental knife and just kept a
she's
cane.
becoming a little serial killer, taking mementos and shit from the people she's maimed. She hasn't killed any of them yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's true. Technically, the werewolf killed what's his name, Rudy.
Yeah. Just saying.
Cool. All right, so they're gonna head out into the night. I think you see them head back to the inn to at least grab their things if they're gonna head out tonight, or maybe spend the night in the room that they already owned, or were renting. So, yeah, kind of over to you guys. What's your plan now with the rest of the nights? What would you like to do?
Well, obviously, Ava was planning on blowing up the cult, but
Yeah, that's fair.
I suppose we don't need to do that if we faked your death.
I mean, let's keep that as a very viable plan B.
That's what I'm saying. Just you got to be prepared for plan B. You can't always put all your eggs in the plan A,
I think we might want to do a little scrying and see what we can find out about my father and his mysterious illness that has people looking for me.
Sure. Whatever you say, Ruby. It's your fucked up family stuff. We'll do what you want. But I just wanted to have some explosive just in case we need to blow the whole place to bits.
It's a very viable just in case. I would prefer to just disappear and not deal with them.
Absolutely. But sometimes you gotta make sure everything blows up on your way out.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure it's a viable plan anymore.
Right. That's the other plan is mass murder, so.
Yeah.
We can make it look like your dad did it.
Likely.
Yeah, mass murder seems more likely, yeah.
Again, plan B.
Plan B. I love that it's not like plan D or E or F or G. It's no, that's our plan B.
Yeah, no, it's a very viable plan B.
All right, so we want to do our scrying thing. Is that right?
Yes. I'm sorry, I don't have that note, so I can't say exactly what it is. But she'll want to scry. She's really actually on his private quarters kind of thing. Because I think I have to select a place, if I remember right.
Yeah. I have it right here. Farsight. Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Hey, puppy.
The pet guy came.
All right, so we've got this cipher, Farsight. It's a wreath of kuzu vines, dried flowers, and berries and feathers. So you pull that out, you place the wreath on the ground, place your right hand in the middle of the wreath and your left hand over your left eye. That's what you gotta do. And you think of a location you've been to. So that's where you have to decide.
Well, I definitely snuck into his private area plenty of times. She wants to be able to describe, like, see him and see what his sickness is if it exists.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So are you thinking like his bedroom or someplace else, or what are you thinking as far as where you think he might be?
Like, I think it's probably even a little more private than his bedroom. It's like his final retreat area kind of thing. Like, if stuff goes to shit, he's there.
Yes.
More so. So like more of like a private study that's like hidden. Like somewhere where she knew he had meetings with his council, and somewhere she was very much not supposed to be.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Yeah. There's basically the under your house is where you discovered this place. And it wasn't accessible from inside the house, but there was there's like a locked what would you call that? There's like cellar doors where it's like an angled door in the ground that leads down to like the basement level below the house. They keep that locked, and it's always guarded by at least one shepherd, if not two, depending. So you of course had a clever way of getting the shepherd to leave, and you were able to get in a while ago. So you remember that, you cover your left eye, and you go back to this location, this cellar underneath the house. The first time you went there was like your first time kind of discovering that there was more to this cult than what they were leading on. This wasn't as much the good mother as maybe something a little bit more sinister. It's littered with candles, most of them lit at all times somehow. Walls of books, but a very specific section of books that are kept locked. Even though this is a private area, they also keep those books locked. I'm gonna say you've never been able to get into those books, but you know that there's more information that you've been trying to get, but we're never quite able to. So
can I see their titles or like their spines from where? Can I see their spines?
Yes, you can see the spines, and they're mostly unlabeled, at least from the spine. But you can tell that they're very old books from the spines. A lot of them are like old, like leather bound sorts of things. It's also the sort of, some of them are like where it's, you know, a front cover and a back cover, and the spine, instead of also being covered, is just like yarn or heavy string that's been laced to keep them together.
I will say, I do, after like I find like do my observations, I want to give Garon a description of these books going forward.
Oh, fantastic.
Like,
yeah.
So he has as accurate of a description of what they have hidden away as she can manage.
Okay,
basically.
Sounds good. Yes, absolutely. There's also a few like symbols on the books that could just be decoration, but they might have more meaning. And we'll say that you describe those to Garon as well, which we'll come back to in a minute. Because you see your father's private desk, and you see him like leaning against it, standing, but kind of hunched over, leaning against it. He has a cane that you've never seen him use before. This is a new item that he has that he's relying on quite a bit, kind of steadying with that, as well as his desk. He's leaning over it. He has a book open. He's like reading, and you do see that he is he looks very sick, but in a way where it's like his skin is pale, but also looking a little greenish. You see lesions on his skin and some wounds with like pus in them on his skin. It's a lot of it. It looks like the kind of it looks almost like decay on his body, where it looks like he's possibly it's someone that's been like dead for a while and left in the woods to rot. It's looking like the beginnings of that, but he's still standing, and you see him like kind of pouring through a book, and it's from the you see that locked cabinet with the books in it.
Mhm.
It is open, and he's taken a book from there and he's reading through it.
Can I read anything on the book?
You kind of like try to guide your sight to like almost look over his shoulder, see this book. You see a lot of symbols in it, and you see writing in a language you don't understand, but also not like alphabet, like alphanumeric script. It's like written in some weird language and writing that you don't understand and can't really comprehend. You can do your best
Question.
Yes.
And this is.
Do you have something for this?
Might not work.
Yes.
And I am willing to make a roll for it,
Mhm.
and like at a higher difficulty because I'm asking this. But with dialect, I have after hearing or seeing, but it specifically states sign language, a language. I guess it says a language spoken for a few minutes.
Oh
You
yeah.
can speak it, make yourself understood. So I was just wondering if I could if there was a way to manipulate that to be more of understand what he's reading if I'm observing it for a bit.
I like where your head's at. I would let you basically use that to unlock a roll.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that's getting set at like a difficulty 9, and I don't think you have a way to bring it down far enough. So
do.
difficulty 9 would be a 27 or higher. You'd have to get it down to like a 6, like reduce it 3 levels to be able to.
Oh, and I can only apply 1 level of effort. I don't think I have anything else.
I would ease it with that ability you're using, but then 1 level of effort would bring it to a 7, which would be a 21 or higher, so still impossible. I love where your head's at, but this is the sort of thing where you at least need a bit more. You need to be like shown what this is and understand it a bit more to read it. It's the sort of thing that you could read maybe in the future with more understanding.
Can I try and pay attention to like the symbols at the very least, and like maybe commit a couple of them to memory?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
the script itself.
Yeah. You can get like a basic idea of like what some of the symbols are. Maybe you can write them out and get a few words to try and figure out what this book is. Even if you can't read the specific words, maybe you can get an understanding of the book later if you can figure out what that means. Possibly share it with someone who might know more, that sort of thing. Cool. So that's what you got right now. You see him hunched over. He's like kind of furiously reading the pages, and he flips over a couple pages as you're watching. How long would you kind of like to sit here with this? You've gotten the idea that something's happening to him. Seems sick.
I would probably wait to see if someone comes in at all, at the very least. My other question for you, Darren.
Yes.
If I keep doing this and say that's kind of what I'm planning Ruby to do for most of this evening, is it possible to keep my telepathic connection to Garon open and like show him the images I'm seeing?
Ooh,
like some of
interesting.
the symbols themselves.
I love your thinking of that. Yeah, why not? That sounds great. Yeah, you start, you're watching this and you're kind of feeding almost like a video feed over to Garon of what you're watching. Garon, you're not getting like a full image, but you're getting the pieces that Ruby is trying to send to you. So you get a symbol here, you get the writing on the pages as well. If you'd like to roll to try and understand like what you're looking at, you can definitely do that.
Oh yeah, I would.
Perfect. I'm setting. Yeah, this is still that difficulty 9, but your understanding of magic and this like realm of stuff is already going to pop you down to a 7 to start off with.
Yep. And then I can spend effort.
Yes. to reduce it by 1. So 18 or higher, it's still difficult. This is stuff that's like out of your realm of understanding, but maybe you've read the right thing. It's now there's a possibility, even though it's very difficult. Let's see what happens.
Go Mama's recipes.
Mhm.
No, that is a 9. I got halfway there.
Dang it. All right. Fair enough.
Try
That's
again.
okay. This none of this is stuff that you've dealt with yet, maybe in the future. But you both are at least like Ruby, you kind of have to put all of your attention into this spell and also connecting to Garon. So Garon, you if you want to, you can kind of like note some of this for memory, maybe even draw some of the symbols out since you're just passively observing.
I would like to do that.
Perfect. Sounds good. So you're at least trying to get as much of this as you can. Some words from the book as she looks over the shoulder, trying to get the symbols and recognize them, and hopefully later on understand them a bit more. Do some research on your own.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ruby is definitely keeping this connection open as long as she's investigating, and as new information comes in or a new symbol that seems important comes in, we'll be
Sure. Well,
trying to get Garon.
He beamed into my brain.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it says in the description for this that the vision persists for up to 10 minutes per cipher level. And I believe yours is a level 3 is what I wrote down earlier. So you can hold this for up to 30 minutes if you want to stay for the full 30.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely stay there for the full 30.
Okay. Let's do this. Whoever would like to, I just need a luck check. We'll do slightly better odds. So let's say an 8 or higher is what you'd like. And if someone can roll a d20 for me to see that, we'll see if an event happens.
All of us or just one of us?
Just one person, whoever feels the most lucky tonight.
Not me.
You know what? I'll roll it.
I feel like, Jenny,
right.
you haven't rolled much at all yet, so you should take
got
this one.
I believe in
Well,
you.
how? What did I have to get?
8 or higher.
10.
10. All right. All right.
Just lucky enough.
That's what we need.
So you're keeping an eye out. About 15 minutes pass, another 20 minutes pass. Keeping an eye. He just keeps going through this book. You see him swap books as well and start looking through another one. He seems to be getting like visually frustrated. And then you see your mother comes down the stairs. And she comes up behind him and kind of like puts a hand on her shoulder, puts a hand on his shoulder gingerly, and kind of puts a hand on the book that he's furiously rummaging through to be like, hey, take a second. And you just see him like stop, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't see any other way. We have to get her back. We have to get Ruby back. And you see she just kind of like nods and gives him a big hug. And she's just like, it's okay. We'll find her. And I think as they kind of just like sit with that for a moment, she's comforting him. You, for the first time ever in your entire life, you actually see him cry, which is insane to think back to your life with this man. And he's never shown any emotion except for the occasional frustration at you. You see him actually cry with his wife here. And then the vision begins to fade as we reach the cap of the 30 minutes. And you're pulled out back into this room with Garon and Ava. And yeah, that's where we are.
I guess
what's
Jackie wasn't lying. He's actually sick. And she will fully describe stuff to Garon to try and give an idea of what's going on. And then we'll say that apparently they firmly, both him and my mother firmly believe that something about me returning will cure him. I don't know if I fully believe that, but nor do I
Perhaps
fully
not.
believe I should return.
That doesn't sound like an illness. That sounds like a curse. Sounds like a blight.
He probably was like into some dark shit he shouldn't have been into, you know?
Well, in light of what Sylvia stated, your warning, you're on. I would suspect, I do suspect that the good mother and the dead queen, is it the dead queen? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
The
the dead
dead
queen.
queen are one and the same.
I see. So,
I don't know if I really want to return as her chosen in light of what foreboding message Sylvia had for you.
it seems a conflict is inevitable.
More than likely.
So, plan B?
Maybe plan B.
Blow shit up? What would the Green Queen want us to do? Obviously, Ava's very committed to her new religion with the Green Queen.
The Witch Queen and the Green
Green Queen
would not want to allow evil to be unleashed upon the world again.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Stopping it would be ideal, but is that something you're... Well,
B?
I guess I shouldn't say prepared for. This isn't necessarily your fight.
Oh no, I'm totally dedicated to the Green Queen now. It's totally my fight.
Doesn't have to
You
be yours.
healed me with
Ruby.
the green-
I've known
A bunch.
that something was wrong since for a while, even before I ran. And as much as I would love to be able to just leave them to their own devices, and hope that they didn't bother anyone else, that is proving to be a bit of a unrealistic dream, let's say.
Who says you
We've
can't
seen
go
they're
home?
not afraid of violence. Well, I would prefer mercy. It looks like they may force my hand.
That depends whether you want to be directly involved or not. There's a difference between giving information and taking up arms against them directly. Because you know where they're located. You would be able to provide extremely useful information to the Green's forces. I don't know if there are any other groups who are also working to bring her back or involved with this, but knowing where the source of the problem is improves our chances.
I think at this point, I've already painted my friends with targets on their backs by even being with them. And
Yeah, it's fine.
it seems that
I serve.
running serves me nothing. Taking a stand might at least sway some of the more flexible minds into surrendering and giving up their goal of bringing her back.
Can't you just like tell them with your creepy eye speech about like how she doesn't want to come back? Like you're the chosen one. You just like be like she spoke to me in a dream or something, and she said she's sleeping. She's good. Leave her where she is. You know? Just saying. Sorry, Garan, what were you saying? Probably more sensical than me.
Ruby, I serve the green. That in itself puts a large target on my back from those who come from the dark.
True.
Your interactions with me don't influence the amount of danger I'm in.
I think I have the duty to the few potential free minds in that compound, city, village, whatever, to at least try and get them and sway them in one direction or away from my father's lies and whatnot. And if I truly am some chosen one, why not choose to be better and use that ability to help versus hinder?
Darren.
Hello.
Um,
I'm just enjoying listening. I forgot that I'm GMing.
would it take? And assuming this is what I would need to do, what would it take for me to get an audience with the Witch Queen?
Ooh, good question. You know that basically she appears to those who are in need of her services. The way to get her attention, you know, some basic rituals that might allow it, but all of them are based in going deep in the woods, trying to get lost if possible, and then you will come across her home, her cabin, if you will, within the woods, wherever you are. So that's basically your understanding of that is performing a ritual, getting yourself lost, doing those things together may get you an audience with the Witch Queen.
Okay.
As long as you are in need of her services, which is part of the lost part as well.
Okay. Would I expect that in preparing to prevent the dead queen from coming back, she would be organizing forces against it? Like, would she kind of be the general in charge, or would that be under someone else's purview?
It seemed like that she's at least setting the things in motion to be ready just in case, based on Sylvia's warning. She was like, the Witch Queen sent a warning, trying to get all of all the servants of the green just on alert.
Okay.
and to do what you can if you can, basically. So it seems like the Witch Queen has an eye on it.
Okay.
At the very least.
That Garon will look at the rest of the group. I think it might do us good to try and gain an audience with the Witch Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been hearing Chosen One my entire life. Let's go find out what that actually means.
Cool.
They never told you, like you just expected to know? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no,
That's rude.
I was expected to smile and look pretty and be there when they needed me.
You are good at smiling and looking pretty, but like, I really like when you do that thing where you talk and then like people are just like, whoa, that's kind of cool, actually. What that mouth do, Ruby? Talk your brain to mush. That's what. Sorry, that was out of character.
Oh.
Then let's go get lost in the woods.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing better to do. Except for maybe blow up a cult. But, you know, that we could do that after.
You might want to take those. There's other things in the woods other than the things we're trying to get lost for. So maybe bring some of those explosives.
I mean, I wasn't really going to let them out of my sight. If we're honest.
I don't really want to run into another Wampus cat.
I do have the Wump Away.
Womp
You have
away.
But
The best
would
names.
Womp interfere with our ability to contact people
Mhm, mhm.
of the supernatural?
The Witch Queen just really hates the smell, so she just doesn't show herself. Like, ew, gross.
It's actually green queen away.
Yeah. Cool. Would you? So it's basically nighttime at this point.
Mhm.
Are we planning on getting lost tonight, or what are you thinking? Is this right away?
I mean, Garon's like ready to go, but if everyone else is like, we should probably figure out what to do with Jackie and maybe
We let Jackie
sleep.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
We let Jackie go on their way. And
Supposedly, Jackie is going to go tell them that I'm dead.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
I
yeah,
imagine
right.
that Ruby was like telling Jackie what to do, and behind Ruby, Ava was like going and like, you know, like making very threatening gestures.
Okay.
It was sign language for "I'll fucking kill you."
Cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Unless other people want to do stuff, I'm ready to
No.
go fuck shit up in the woods.
All you had to say was
Well,
"fuck shit up." I don't even care what we're gonna be when we fuck shit up.
I would like to take one more of my recoveries.
Sure.
And I know I've used through the 10 minutes, so I might need to take one of the longer. I don't remember what the last one is.
We have the
It's
1
an
hour,
hour.
the 1 hour, or the 10 hour.
I might want to take. I think I want to take the one out.
Okay.
So it's kind of low.
What's kind of low?
Both my speed were kind of low.
Okay.
I was like down to like 2 points in both of them. last
Oh,
session.
damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how much damage I would have to take to be down to 2 in both?
By the way,
to be
Janet,
fair, I expended effort, speed effort,
Mhm.
and it's doubled because of the armor I'm wearing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
just to double check on a ruling based on what you were just mentioning. So the first recovery roll is always an action. Then the second recovery roll is always 10 minutes. So if you take a 10-minute rest and use only one recovery roll, that's using your action.
The
recovery
action.
roll.
Oh.
So if you do another recovery roll, it'll take 10 minutes. If you do one after that.
So if
then
you
it
had
takes
rolled
an hour.
2 d6s or whatever.
Yeah, so if you took 10 minutes, you could do both your action and your 10 minutes if you want to, or you could just use your actual one and save your 10-minute one for later. And everyone can individually kind of choose that. So Ruby used both of her recovery rolls during that 10 minutes. So now she has to use an hour.
Previously.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she's going to rest
I'm-
doing that. The other two of you guys can also do recovery rolls if you need them, or just hang on to them just in case you need
I'm
them
actually good. I just shook my wound off in that last 10 minutes.
Don't
Yeah,
pull
Garon's
objects out of
stitches
stab
are holding
wounds next time.
Oh, look, but it's not even bleeding no more, Garon. Look, it's not even bleeding no more.
Now,
And it's
because
not
I
an
sewed it
it's-
up.
It's not an extra scar neither, because I already had a scar there. So it's like it's a bonus, right? Twofer. Anyways, maybe
Not
I
a
need to
good
put
thing.
Ava, should we be concerned about the deputy knowing knowing you?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, I'm just gonna pretend that never happened. All right, just pretend it never happened. He seems content to let me go, so I don't really care how he knows or why he knows. And the less I know, the better. If I want to continue to be delusional about it, which I'm going to do, because we have bigger problems with your past. We don't really need to address my past right now.
Yes.
I'm sure there'll be a later time for that.
It'll probably come up
Oh,
at the worst possible
Hopefully
moment.
not. Hopefully not. Well, yeah, it could happen. For now, I'm just gonna pretend that's not a problem at all.
On the level of cult / barrel and lock and normal policeman versus normal policeman, who's more likely to know who you are?
Actually, the normal policeman, believe it or not,
The boys.
depending on where he used to work, we probably shouldn't talk about that any further either. What I just said right there.
Let me just jump in to explain a rule of the world real quick. So basically, if the state police or federal officers or anything like that are looking for you and they want you enough, they will go to local law enforcement and give them wanted posters, that sort of thing. So even if it's
Ava knows.
Yeah. So just wanted to let you know
definitely
that.
creeping up on her. And she would like to live in denial about that for a little longer.
I mean, honestly, on the scale of if it's not the cult or barrel and lock, Ruby doesn't give a shit. So it's fine.
If they follow us to the cult, and then we just slip away while they'll deal with the cult and all the bullshit there, that's like one problem solving the other problem. So I'm all about that. And then whoever comes out that's the problem we still got to deal with. All right. Anyways,
What if they
moving
join
on.
forces?
Or that would be terrible. I wish you hadn't have said that, because now I have to think about that possibility every night while I try to go to sleep. I'm gonna go fetch us some food or something. You want to give me a couple bucks, Ruby, and I'll get us some dinner, and then maybe we can go get lost and
dinner
fuck
while we're
shit.
in the woods.
I would like to not eat venison again, especially this close to bone.
I'll give you a couple bucks to go. You got $2. Go find it.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna go do the hunting and gathering tonight. She's going to a restaurant to find food and get to go plates for them. That's
you always have some basic jerky and stuff if you want that, or you could try to get some food. There's not really much as far as restaurants here. Technically, we're still in the general store that is now just hanging out. If you want to grab a couple things to eat, feel free.
I mean, Sylvia would want us to have a full stomach while we're doing stuff for the Green Queen, so I feel like she would be fine with it. She's gonna just grab whatever looks good in there and then bring it back for
Right.
the crew. to
Sounds
eat
good.
while Ruby is taking a power nap or
Perfect.
whatever Ruby does to regain hit points, however that works. Ava is well aware. She has no idea how you guys' magic-y things work. She just kind of...
To be fair, neither does Ruby, I think.
No. Nope.
Oh,
She's
no,
just...
Ruby has no idea.
She's equally clueless, but possesses the powers, so...
Garon's
All right.
the only one who has.
Yeah,
Fully
Any-
appreciate that neither of you have actually brought up that Ruby has powers to her, really.
nope, not really. Not really.
All right. So as you guys are taking a rest, grabbing a bit of food, we've blown past our break time, so we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back and figure out this next ritual. Woo!
Oh,
That's good.
be back in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
10 minutes.
All right.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait. I really need to tell you something. 'Cause I feel alone in a room, surrounded by people. I wanna know if you're feeling it too. Out on the roof, here with you, it all seems so distant. With you, under streetlights, right next to the skyline. With you, yeah. I've been a cynic for so many of my days. Now you just might make a believer out of me. 'Cause you look so pretty in the sunrise, and somehow now everything is alright.
I'm looking at you. I'm trying to get your attention. Can I come close? I don't know how to play this. Our hands touch once or twice, feeling kind of hypnotized. I'm looking at you and I feel the tension. You know, this could be like heaven. I am right here, doing my best to make you feel like I do. And just for a second, you're looking at me, making me feel like maybe you want this too. Give me your attention. I'm trying to breathe, but the air feels just like water. You're making me weak now. What doesn't kill you makes you. Our hands touch once or twice, we should let them intertwine. I'm looking at you and I feel the tension. You know, this could be like heaven. I am right here, doing my best to make you feel like I do. And just for a second,
Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, this is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. life will push you down. Make you fall onto
80-foot tall wolf sitting right in front of us. You had just had a wolf inside you, like literally inside you, but not like in a fun way, but like in a not fun way. And
What
you
is
know,
the fun way?
No.
ask Henry.
You are not elaborate.
That's a different thing.
Yeah. This is not that kind of campaign.
No.
You're not playing Monster
That's for
Heart.
monsters.
Oh.
And they're just like, no, it's bags. I'm just like,
And you have to say it like that too.
Bags.
That's a very Wisconsin dialect
Yep.
thing. Bags.
It's just cornhole.
Bags. Well, no,
That's-
it's like ladder golf is not ladder golf here. It's testy toss. It's different because it's from Wisconsin, and we're all drunk.
Pause.
We're all drunk while we do it.
Like, oh no, my phone. Well, looks like I only have you to talk to, Salvatore.
Is that a threat?
That's a promise.
Is it? perfect?
And that is the garbage plate, which I had to look this up because I forgot everything that goes in one. I've never eaten one. The fact that I know of their existence is a curse.
Yes.
A traditional plate is your choice of cheeseburger, hamburger, Italian sausages, steak, chicken, red hots, served on top of any combination of home fries, french fries, baked beans, and/or macaroni salad, and then topped with hot sauce, sometimes also topped with optional mustard and onions. It's usually served with a slice of buttered bread. Ladies and gentlemen, the garbage plate.
That's
It's
gonna
a
be our
very
new
apt
ladies and
name.
gentlemen, the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the garbage.
Sylvie were told by Natalie yet, but I think I'm changing the code name. I'm gonna be Magic Werewolf Man. Figured I'd go with Coyote.
Yep. You just hop a couple times.
Nope.
Doesn't
Maybe
look
it's
like
the pose. Try a couple more.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
Huh.
Is Elena just watching this?
I love it.
I don't think it's
show me life, show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, show me life, show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got. Sometimes life will push you down, make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes, get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love, make a change. Time time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me love, show me love, show me light, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love.
Actually,
What?
we're back. You made it just in time.
Whew.
I'm surprised.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. So, what was your plan? What are we doing as we wrap up our recovery time? You guys, I would say, probably are back at your room, which you are still paying for technically.
Yeah.
And are we just going out in the middle of the night to?
Can Ava have made a segue to the police station while she was out grabbing food?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has some things she needs to talk to Charlie about.
Who, me?
Perfect. Yeah. So as Ruby and Garon are recovering, hanging out, you head on over to the sheriff's office. You walk right in. You knock in. Yeah. Perfect. Swing open that door. Walk inside. You see sheriff is there. Sorry, not the sheriff. Just the deputy. He is sitting there, kind of like maybe in deep thought or something like that. But you opening the door startles him, so he like sits up and he's like,
Hey,
"Oh,
Charlie.
I would say that it's good to see you, but I don't know if that's the case."
It's always good to see me with a face like this. All right. So, you know my real name, do
He
ya?
nods. He nods and he points at the wall. And you look over there and just see a wanted poster with your face on it on the wall. That says your name. Says wanted.
It says her given name, or the alias she's been using since she escaped.
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, tell me what the
Katrina Petrova.
Right. That's the given name, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry to have you say
That's
that.
okay. Now you all know, but
Yes.
pretend you don't, everyone.
You know what?
Okay, so here's what the wanted poster says. It says Katrina Petrova, and then it gives aliases Ava Hughes.
All right. Well, she immediately grabs that off the wall.
like-
Rips it right off the wall.
He says, "Listen, as long as you're leaving my town, I don't want anything to do with that."
So you're not gonna report nothing. You never saw nothing. Maybe if you report something, tragically, somebody matching this description was killed by wolves.
He says, "Well, I'm not gonna lie, but I won't give up the information unless asked directly."
Who's looking for me? Just out of curiosity. She's gonna read the half crumpled paper that she's.
Perfect. First of all, you see that there's a $50 reward for your arrest.
$50?
Yep, a whole $50.
I'm offended by how small this is. Offended.
Hey, $50 is a lot for some people. But yeah, that's where you are right now as far as wanted. And basically it's just basically says North Carolina law enforcement, has the seal of North Carolina on it. Oh, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
I said sounds about right. All right. she just grabs the poster and she's gonna put it in her pocket. She wants to examine it more carefully later, but all right. You don't say nothing. You never saw nothing. You don't know who Katrina is. You don't know nothing about nothing. And I won't come back and make any more ruckuses for ya. How about that?
That's a fair deal. Again, I won't lie under oath. It's my sworn duty, but I won't give up that information unless directly asked. He's very specific with that point. About
who though? Like you won't give up that information unless under oath directly asked, or just directly asked by Joe Schmo who walks over here and.
I mean, Joe Schmo wouldn't be asking, but possibly
not.
My superiors or
Your superiors are wasted all the time.
Federal officers or
federal officers. Are they the ones who was it just state police still?
The poster was state police, and that's all I know.
All right. Fair enough.
That's the issuer of the bounty.
Well, against my better judgment, I'm going to trust you not to say nothing. Don't make me regret that.
Hey, fair enough. Get out of my town.
We're going right after this. We're just.
Oh, great! Even earlier than the morning. That's good.
Yeah, we'll be long gone. We're going to be lost somewhere else.
Lost. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't see you again.
Hopefully I don't see you again either, Charlie.
See you later.
Take care of yourself.
Yep.
The family. Yeah, good health, all that.
You can leave. We don't have to do this.
Okay.
We don't have to do this. All right, so you head on out, head back with the rest of the group. You've got this crumpled, slightly ripped wanted poster in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You can assume that if this small town, like the very tiny lumber town, pass-through town, has a poster, then likely you've got wanted posters all over the state, at least in North Carolina, possibly more, but just so you're aware.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So you head back to the rest of the group. You guys are all reunited. Ruby, you finish up your recovery, getting the last of your wounds taken care of. Just mostly, you didn't take much as far as like wounds go, but you expended a lot fenergy. So it's mostly a 1 hour power nap. Get a little food, get a little drink. Feeling a little better. Yeah. What's the plan?
To get lost.
Get lost.
In the woods.
Let's do it.
Go run around in the woods.
Perfect. Are you guys taking your cart with you to get out of town a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might as well go from wherever we get lost from, Charlie doesn't want to see us again, so.
Cool. All right, so you guys head on out, get your cart, and in the dark of night, you guys start heading out. I believe you guys have at least a lantern or two, which you hook up to your cart, so you have a bit of light. But as soon as you get into the woods on this road, it is very dark, and you can only see in a small radius around your cart and horse, based on the light from this lantern. But you travel for a little bit along this road, and at a certain point, you have to make the decision to ditch the road and head into the deeper roads. And yeah, are you guys ready to head in? The cart and horses are going to quickly be an issue off the road. What are you guys kind of thinking as far as that goes?
Tie them up.
I mean, if we can find it.
Oh wait, I've got a thing for this.
Oh.
Oh, really?
I've got a thing for this. So we can leave them on the road, but I've got the Applehead doll.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That will protect our gear.
Yeah. I love that.
I'd like to use my apple hand doll.
Yes. It's a little
Bring it.
cloth doll with a carved dried apple for a head and hands.
It looks creepy as fuck.
Perfect.
And she
Yeah.
just goes, "Oh wait, I got something for this."
I love it. Cool. So use the candle of your lantern to sear the hands of the doll, and just hide the doll in with all your luggage. And yeah, it says for the next day, all equipment within short range of the doll, so that's going to be all your stuff there, will be protected. Anyone who touches the equipment without permission suffers damage equal to the cipher level, which the cipher level is 3, which you're gonna kill any super low level people who touch it. Anyone else will just be mortally wounded and will have to either back
a
away
bunch
or
of
touch
dead
it again.
people will be like around the wagon.
There's a bunch of dead people, and then we get to the next town, and like every other person is missing a hand. It's
Yeah,
the whole
like
thing.
people have the horribly scarred hands. Like,
Yeah. Most people won't die immediately, but will not touch the cart again if they touch it once.
that's a pretty serious burn wound.
Yeah. So you're able to get the cart and horses off the road a bit, try to get it like so that it's not seen by the road at the very least. Tie up the horses with some loose knots, get everything together, and yeah, you start heading off into the woods. Let's talk about what you guys are doing as far as light goes. What do you have as far as equipment for making sure that you can at least see?
I have I thought I had a lantern.
I assumed that at least one person has a
It's
lantern.
in the traveler pack. I'm pretty sure that there's a lantern of some sort in the travel pack. I always pack a lantern. If I forgot,
would
I'd be
I-
so sad.
Would I be able to use hedge magic to make a little bead of light?
That's so cool.
I'm not expecting
yes,
to illuminate
because-
a huge area, but like, you know.
Yes, but only because that's dope as fuck.
Yeah, rule of cool.
Yeah. If anyone had a travel pack,
Yeah, I do.
it had a flashlight in it. Actually,
I have a flashlight.
yes. So one of these like old fashioned, like orange light flashlights.
Yes.
With a massive battery pack attached to it that'll last you a little bit.
She puts it on her shoulder like a bazooka, but then Garon just like pulls out this cool like orb of light, and she's like, "All right, I guess we don't need that right now."
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd say with hedge magic, it's not. It's about the same amount of light as like a torch, basically.
Yeah.
We could even say that it's like to make it like nature-y. It could be like you're summoning a bit of fire in your hand or something like that. Does that make sense to you?
Ooh, could it be a little swarm of lightning bugs?
Oh, of course, it's a swarm of lightning.
Fireflies.
So
Yes.
much.
Well, 100% say you create like basically around your group. There's just a swarm of these fireflies kind of following you guys around, lighting things up for you as you move through the woods. Anytime you like try to focus on a certain thing, like you see a plant or something in the woods that draws your attention and you look at it, you notice some of the fireflies just instinctually swarm around that object for you for a moment to get some good light before rejoining the group around you guys.
Love it.
And Ava immediately is like, well, this flashlight is less useful.
She's still gonna put it. I was googling flashlights, obviously in the 1920s. So they're like, like that. They're bigger than
Yeah.
flashlights today. So like, she's just gonna put it in her belt in case we need it. But like,
Yeah.
Save the
it's a
battery
good
when we can.
Yeah, it's a good directional light. It's the sort of thing where it's like the fireflies will do, but it's pretty dim light, and the flashlight will get you a brighter focus on something if you need.
if we need to like inspect something or like,
Exactly. You've got it. It is good to have. But as far as walking, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
So you guys start walking into the woods. Tell me about how you'd like to try and get lost.
Just let Ava walk whatever direction her heart desires.
That's hilarious.
Just walk forward, like straight into the woods.
I was about to
Probably
say, I
taking
feel like
random
Ron is
turns.
the only one who's actually going to have to focus to get lost in this situation.
Yeah.
What you just said, Ava, I think it's the best idea, which is just let's let Ava lead and we'll get lost.
It was like, oh, look at over there, look at that. Like, it's just like ADHD is like leading, and there's no ability to focus. It's everything. So she's just kind of like taking random turns, and it's
yeah.
I feel like under any other circumstance, Garen would be like, no, oh, no, stop.
But you gotta let her do her thing. Cool. All right, and along with this, once at a certain point, you realize you don't really know which way to get back to the cart, and you kind of, Garon, you kind of instinctually know, okay, it's to get back, it's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you probably even have to wait until day to get know the sun's direction, so you can figure out a way back to the path and all this sort of stuff. So, but you're lost. So with that, there's a ritual you need to do. I'll let you kind of describe what the ritual would be, what you think would make sense for this sort of situation to find the Witch Queen.
Ooh, okay. I think I need a source. I need to find a source of water. So it can either be like a little puddle or a lake or maybe like a river, whatever is at hand.
Yeah, I think you hear like you guys are lost and you're immediately like, okay, first thing I'm going to do is listen for like the sounds of maybe a creek or something. You hear like this faint sound of some running water, and you guys are able to find this like small creek with a little bit of water running through it.
And then I think when I have the visible water, I need to see the reflected light of the moon within that pool of water.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's I don't have a chant to pull out of my ass right now, probably like some real ritualistic phrase asking for the Witch Queen's guiding light to lead us out of this realm of darkness.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you say these phrases, you say it directly to the reflection of the moon in the water. And I think as you're kind of closing your eyes and focusing and repeating this phrase over and over, waiting for something to change, I think Ava, who is the most just like looking around for any sort of stimulation, you're the first one to see a light source in the woods, like a fiery orange off in the distance in the woods quite a bit.
Over there, and then she just starts walking towards that.
Sounds good. Garon, you look up and you see that as well, and kind of instinctually know that that's probably where you guys need to head as well.
Okay, I will follow.
Perfect. Not too far of a walk, and as it starts coming into focus, you see a small hut in the woods. You see it's lit from the inside. That's what the light you guys were seeing. You see a chimney on top with some smoke coming out of it. Some fireplaces lit inside. Out front, there's a big fenced-in area with a bunch of different like crops and stuff growing out front. A small little home garden. And a gate in that fence that leads a path through this garden up to the front porch. You don't see anyone from out here, but you see the closed door in front of you and the path leading up to it.
Okay. I will approach, go through the gate and approach the front door and give it a little knock.
Perfect. Real quick, Ruby and Ava, are you heading right behind with Garon?
Definitely following Garon's cue in this situation.
Sounds good. Cool. So Garon, you head up, you knock on the door. You as you approached and you're knocking on the door, you get a smell of like a just like cooked meats and like a broth or something on the fire, something actively being cooked, and the door opens, and inside you see, hang on, let me get you an actual description of the person you see inside.
Gasp.
Oh no, I wasn't prepared. Oh no, I've
You
failed.
mean you didn't foresee every opportunity of what we could do during the session?
Yeah,
You didn't
exactly.
foresee our bullshit? What?
No, I love this. Yeah, so you see a woman there. She is looks roughly to be in like her 20s, like quite young, like low 20s. She's got this russet colored hair. She's got eyes like flint, it says. And she kind of just opens the door, this curly reddish hair, and she sees you and says, "Oh, Garan, it's good to see you. Nice to finally meet."
Good evening.
Come in. Do you want some stew?
I mean, how long have we been walking? Has it been long enough to actually like get hungry again?
Honestly, it's been about like an hour and a half of like properly getting lost.
Okay.
Could at least have a small bowl.
Yeah.
She's like, "You've probably been traveling for a while. Let's come inside, warm yourself by the fire. We can chat inside. And it's good to meet your traveling companions too.
Yes. This is Ava.
Ruby and Ava.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Should have known.
Of course, yeah. Come on in. Sit down. She invites you guys in. Heading inside, it's very cottagecore. Inside, she has like herbs and stuff that are hanging, drying out on the walls. You see, she's got a large pot hanging above the fireplace. That's where that smell is coming from. And she guides you guys over to some chairs. There are exactly 3 chairs sitting in front of the fire. And she points to the chairs, says, "Have a seat." She grabs a ladle and some bowls, pours them out, hands them to you guys. And she says, "So, you got my message, I'm assuming."
Yes. And have, thanks to nature's fates, found myself in the company of someone who has potentially some useful information with regards to the people trying to bring back the dead queen.
Of course. She turns to you, Ruby, almost instinctually, like, "Yes, it's Ruby, of course, right. What information? Anything I can clarify, or do you have any new information that could be useful?"
Well, I do have some questions. And I do have their location and maybe some of the things they're studying and something their leader is plagued by, if nothing else. But first and foremost, they have dubbed me their chosen one, and I would like to know exactly what that means and why they're so desperate for me to return to this location.
Gotcha. So sorry, stepping out. What was the thought in there? I'm sorry, I missed some of what you were saying because I was thinking ahead.
Mainly,
ADHD sucks.
What does being their chosen one mean?
Gotcha. And she says, Yes, I'm sure you're referring to the Good Mother Ministries, where we've been keeping an eye on them. Listen, I think I should. You guys seem pretty close to what's going on here, so you may be most you may be important people to relay this information to. I usually keep this close to my chest, but I think I should let you know. The Dead Queen. She is a very dangerous entity. If she were allowed to roam the earth free, she would destroy everything to leave it in decay. And her hope is to create a new world of her undead beings, if you will.
Ew.
With that, we are both us with the green and hang on one second. This is me popping out for 1 second to make sure I get you guys the right information.
Or the lore.
Lore. It's time for lore. Lore time, everybody.
Gather round.
Gather round. It's lore time. Eep, eep, eep. Oh no. Oh no, lore time is ruined. Okay. Yes, so she says we've made a pact with the Inner Dark, the forces of the Inner Dark. Specifically, we've been have a small truce with, and then she says a name, but it's the weirdest sensation. You understand that sounds are coming out of her mouth, but it's not even like something in a different language. It's almost like sounds that you can't even comprehend, or sounds that shouldn't come out of a human mouth. And she says, we've been working with and then she says, oh, sorry, you can call him Horned Head. She says, we've been working with Horned Head. He's we have a small truce with him every 7 years. Every 7 years, the Dead Queen attempts to escape her bindings, if you will. And we work together every 7 years to keep her contained, rebind her, make sure that the ritual continues and that she won't spread her blight across the world, because it's both in our interest and the Inner Dark's that doesn't happen. We are approaching our next 7-year cycle, so we've been preparing, but something's different this time, and it's why I've been bringing it to the attention to all of the followers of the Green, and Horned Head has been doing the same thing. We hope that this group, this cult, the Good Mother Ministries, we hope that they are still primitive enough to not be able to influence our next ritual, but we worry that they have been able to contact directly the Dead Queen, and that they're working with her to overpower us and break free of her bindings.
I have a few symbols that I saw on books that might help, and I realized that my father has some kind of unknown sickness, blight, or curse, depending on who you ask, that might be related to this and potential contact with her. I can draw out some of the symbols if you think that would be of effect, or describe them.
I think Garon's already pulling out his notebook where he scribbled some of this down. Is like, here.
Yeah, she
Garon also saw the symbols in my mind, so
yeah, she says, yeah, sure, I'm happy to help. She takes a look at them and she's like, oh, these are some of the symbols of the original binding. You know, long, long ago, before, you know, any of you humans even stepped foot in this region. She says, yes, I remember these symbols. I believe a record was kept in case the binding needed to happen again. But she says if he has these books and this record, then maybe these ministries have a way of reversing the bindings and letting her go, which would be troubling indeed. And she says, you say that he's sick with something. Can you describe his symptoms?
Yeah, I will describe the lesions, the puzzy wounds, the green pallid skin, how it looks like decay, the fact that he can't support himself without a cane, that kind of thing.
Perfect. Yeah, she hears that and basically talks through. She's like, that sounds like a curse, and the symbol, the symptoms of decay seem to match well with the dead queen. Likely, I won't pretend to know everything that she can do, but it's either maybe something to do with him having contact with her. Perhaps it's some sort of punishment to him for something that he did. Whatever it is, she is causing the sickness in him.
How did you stop her from breaking the binding 7 years ago?
Every 7 years, the green and the inner dark, we basically just reaffirm the ritual that bound her in the first place. It's she like thinks for a second to see if she can like describe it in terms that like human minds can comprehend, and she's like, all you need to know, it's a powerful ritual that we have to reperform every 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing this for a very, very long time.
Does she have a chosen every 7 years?
Does she have a chosen every 7 years?
Yes.
No. I mean,
annual.
honestly, that's something that's the workings of the Good Mother Ministries is something that's concerning this time.
So it would be best if they were just blown off the map, is what you're saying.
I mean, I don't like to speak ill of any forms of life, but that being said, stopping them is a priority. Yes.
While death is a normal part of life, undeath is not a natural thing, but death is natural, right?
Sure. Yeah. Death by explosion maybe stretches the definition, but yes, I get what you mean.
Potentially examine me and tell me what makes me a chosen. If there's any specific thing we need to be wary of that I may be carrying, or who knows what. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, we could. I think she thinks about it for a second, and I think she's like, if you'd allow me to perform a ritual, cast a spell, I could try to determine. I will tell you it's not pleasant what I'd have to do to you, but you will likely survive at least, and then we can figure out what this could be. Definitely survive, right? Yeah, 99.9%.
I feel like at this point, Ruby looks to Garon in question. Like, what do you think I should do in this situation?
And I think he's just like, it's your choice here. You're willing to put up with it. You're willing to risk it.
I think Ruby looks the Witch Queen dead in the eye at that point and is like, you give these two all the information that you learn no matter what, and you do your best to make sure they survive.
You have my word.
And also you, Ruby, right?
Sure.
We're not doing that self-sacrificing BS.
Yeah.
No, we're
I
friends
guess-
for life now. You're in for life.
Yeah, I
Life sentence. Do you understand me?
understand.
All right. So
Yeah, but
she-
I don't want you haunting me, so yes, I understand. I guess let's figure out what makes a chosen so important.
very well. Let's do it. She brings you guys over to the to a table, her like large kitchen table that she clears space off of, and she says, "If you can just lie down on this table, flat on your back, we can begin the ritual." And she turns around and opens a cabinet and starts like pulling out various herbs and a few flowers and other items that Garon you would recognize for a ritual of identifying ritual of this kind. Yeah, Ruby, are you heading on to that table?
Yeah, but I think before she does, she'll ask both Ava and Garon to stay with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Great. So you get on the table. The Witch Queen actually looks over to you, Garon, and says, if you can just help me with some of the basic parts of this. And she hands you a few items, a few herbs and stuff. And she says, if you can just outline her body here with this salt, that would be helpful for me while I set up this other stuff.
I will do that.
Perfect. So you start assisting in the ritual. She prepares everything here. She places just like some flowers on top of you, Ruby. Just a few across you. It's almost like she's finding specific parts of you that she's feeling out and placing it on top of those areas, like almost like energy points in your body that she's covering with these flowers. Then she picks up a knife and she comes over and she gingerly grabs your forearm and she lifts it up and she says, this is going to hurt a little bit.
I'm glad I did that recovery roll earlier.
Yes. And she takes the knife and slices up your forearm on the inside. And this is excruciating pain almost instantly. I mean, you have a moment before your body purely recognizes what's happening, before the signals reach your brain of, oh God, I'm being sliced open. Blood begins pouring from your wound, and she moves a hand across it, and you see the blood follows her fingers as she moves it down to your hand, over your fingertips, before it leaks onto the table. And you see that the blood starts flowing and moving on its own, almost creating like symbols on the table as she's like reading your blood in a way. So as she starts doing this, Ruby, go ahead and kind of tell me what you're feeling in this moment, thinking. Garon as well, she's like fully having you help in this ritual, so you're like in the shit in a way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what's going on, Ruby?
I feel like Ruby's kind of like internally very panicky because she's like, what the fuck is this? Like I think she's like, nah, what the fuck magic shit is going on? Like, infected my body. Like, what is this shit? But she also knows this woman has a knife and doesn't want to fuck stuff up and make her have to recut spots somewhere to like if she fucks up. So she's not gonna. I think she's trying her best to remain still, but also kind of curious, taking note of the symbols that are appearing in her blood.
Yeah, definitely.
This is weird.
Yes. Garon and Ava, you do kind of recognize the panic in Ruby in a way. What are you guys doing during this ritual as well as this is happening? Or thinking or doing or...
For Garon, I think if making sure that anything he does doesn't actually interfere with the ritual itself, maybe like if he's having to do more with the herbs outlining Ruby, maybe like just drawing a very steady, comforting line with his pinky, like along her arm or something, just to give that kind of pressure of like, I'm here, it's okay.
Love it. What's Ava thinking, seeing all this shit?
Whoa, that's fucking freaky. That's literally, it's like smooth brain. That's weird. And she's just watching with like amazement as she's like sipping her like stew still. Just watching. She's no help in this.
Ava's eyes are wide like a cat high on catnip.
Yeah, there's a self-depreciating part of humor that Ruby might like slightly like cut her eyes to Ava and say, "Hey, when this scars, we're gonna tell everyone that's when I got hit once with one of your knives."
Yeah, accidental stray knife throwing. Yeah, that's fine.
Into the danger.
All right. So Witch Queen, she's looking over the blood. And then you see her. Let's do this. Garon, you're focusing on the ritual, you're focusing on the Witch Queen. Can I get essentially the equivalent of like a perception check? This would be like intellect check. It's like a difficulty 5 to start out with, which would be a 15 or higher. You can apply some effort if you'd like to. Unfortunately, this isn't like an understanding magic or anything. Yeah. This is like an understanding a person.
Okay. I will apply some effort.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, drops down to 12 or higher.
6. Once again, right in the middle.
Perfect. No worries. So you don't catch this specifically, but you do see the Witch Queen like she abruptly like ends the ritual in a way. She like just with her hand kind of clears the blood. She says, "Okay, we're done. Let's patch up the wound." She hands you specifically needle and thread and some wrap to patch up this open cut wound on Ruby, and she rushes off to pour over some books that she has on a bookshelf in her study here. So
I roll a perception to figure out if I'm in any danger right now from her specifically.
Yes, yeah. With that action, let's go ahead and analyze it. I'll give you the same thing where it's a difficulty 5, intellect, and this is like an understanding person kind of thing where it's an insight.
I use my bonus to identifying danger in this situation.
Yeah.
Specifically because I am looking to figure out if I am in danger from her.
Does that just ease it by 1?
Ease by 1, yes.
Okay, cool. So that brings it to a 4, 12 or higher. You can apply effort if you'd like to for intellect.
I'll also apply an effort because I feel like this is important.
You're worried. Yeah,
So
hey, makes sense to me. Yeah, okay. So 9 or higher is what you got to roll. See what you get.
That is a 10.
10, perfect. Okay, so you notice like a flash of, I wouldn't say panic, but that sort of family of emotions.
Oh
where
shit.
it's just like,
Concern.
oh shit, this is uh-oh. And I think you recognize her going to her books right away is like she's confirming something that she's seen. She's looking through for symbols that she recognized, or a specific maybe an entry in a journal or something along those lines. So she's poring over books. Garon, you're already, I'm assuming, right in there patching up this cut. Ruby, do you have percentile dice? D100?
I'm using an online thing, so yeah, go for it.
Okay. I need you to roll it. Let me know if you we're doing a 1% chance. So let me know if you get the double zeros on all your dice there.
Zeros. No, did not.
Okay, then you do not die. Cool. So you
But you died.
Good job. You didn't
great.
die.
You did it. You survived. All right. So it was a very small chance. She said that she's got you. It's a very small chance that you will die, but you didn't. So Garon, you patch up this wound. This is definitely going to scar Ruby. This was a deep cut to get as much blood as possible. In fact, like you almost blacked out during the ritual, like the tunnel vision, light fading, but you're kind of getting back, but you're very lightheaded and kind of woozy feeling. Gonna have to spend a little time resting. So the Witch Queen, she's looking through her books. She pulls it out. She puts the books back and kind of like has a resigned look to her of just like, yep, what I suspected is true. And she walks over to you. She looks at you, Ruby, and she says, well, I figured out how you're the chosen one. You are...
Ruby is very much, like you said, she's woozy and stuff. Just like...
Yep.
Tell the big fancy stuff. Garon, he'll summarize it later.
I think she says, yeah, I'll just tell the group. I'm afraid that you are the dead queen's daughter. And we're going to end our session right there with that drop of information. Ruby is daughter of the dead queen.
That makes so much sense of why your dad's sick. That is some sort of
Your dad fucked a
supernatural
corpse?
STD. That is deathapes or
He's a necrophile.
undead aleiphysis.
Awesome. Cool. Love it. That's great. Well, there we go. We got a big reveal.
Just what we wanted today.
Holy shit.
The dead queen is coming, and she wants her daughter back, I guess.
You
Or
got mommy
needs her for
issues.
her ritual.
And
Don't
Ruby
want
has
me, mommy.
serious mommy issues. Like really serious mommy issues.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. I love it.
Well,
Cool. All right. Take us out, Charlie.
all right. On that note, what a pleasant one it is. Thank you. Something. Ruby's designed to be a vessel for the dead queen. Something. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Hope you have a good weekend and week. Eat a snack, pet a dog, or other furry friend. Get some rest.
Probably don't pet bears in the woods. I give you this advice knowing that I will not follow it if I find a bear in the woods. So
I feel like none of us would. In full honesty.
Their friend shape. I'm gonna pet
I
a bear.
need to snuggle the friend-shaped thing.
Yep.
Looks perfect for snuggles.
Well, the three of you can do that. I will not.
Charlie's like, I'm gonna take a nap instead. Actually,
Yeah, I will take a nap instead of doing that. But anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Peace out.